Hey, again, Internet. It's Dave Walker here in California at the Television Critics Association Winter TV Tour, and my guest is Ellen Gray, who writes for Philly.com. That's where you can find her online, and then in the paper,
The Philadelphia Daily News,
Philadelphia Daily
and
News.
sometimes the Philadelphia Inquirer.
That's why I had to ask. Never quite sure.
Everything's changing.
I understand. Well, thanks very much for joining me. And I've asked everyone, and it's interesting because it's always been different. Everybody's sort of got a different show that they're following and interested in or excited about. Is there anything upcoming that you're really excited to see or maybe see more of?
I'm still very interested in Ryan Murphy's American Crime Story, this first season on the OJ trial. It's an odd thing in some ways, but it's also really interesting.
It's an odd thing to tackle, and yet it's a compelling cast. I can't wait for the whole thing to play out. I mean, even though I feel like I was in the Bronco with OJ originally.
I felt that way, and then I find things I didn't know. That I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten how rough Marcia Clark got it in the press.
Yeah.
And Sarah Paulson really brings her to life.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that panel where they talk about that, because it's going to be on FX and upcoming pretty soon. It's a really interesting play. I think it'll be fun to see how it plays out. Anything else out there on cable or even broadcast?
Oh, there's so much.
There is so much.
I'm
That I grant you.
trying to. Is there a pause?
No, it's okay. We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Have you seen The Night Manager with Hugh Laurie?
Yes, I love The Night Manager.
Yeah,
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. That's something that I immediately loved, and it's
Right.
so beautifully made, and Hugh Laurie's amazing.
I know people were kind of geeking out over Tom Hiddleston, who's very, very good in this.
Yes.
But Hugh Laurie, it's a great part for him.
Yeah, and he brings a lot of gravity, even in a lighthearted, humorous way.
There's also something coming up, and I think it's as early as next week, The London Spy on
Yes.
BBC America.
Yes.
Really good 5-part things. I think 5-6 parts are going to be what people are going to be eating like chocolates for
Yeah.
the next year or so.
I love the pace of that, and I thought it was really beautiful too. How about any panels that you've seen that sort of made you reconsider or think twice about a show? Some people have mentioned Hap and Leonard. I thought that was an interesting panel that probably helped that show. Anything come to mind?
The Real O'Neills,
Oh, really?
which I think, and I have to go back and look because it's been a while since I've seen the pilot. There's so many sitcoms and so many families, and this one seemed to be trying to do a lot of things at once. I think it's based on Dan Savage's
Yes.
childhood.
And that's a CBS sitcom.
Yes, and it seemed like an odd choice for CBS. The panel was really good.
Yes.
It made me want to at least go back and give them another chance.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of explaining the criticisms that people had had of what they've seen.
Yeah,
before.
I was less concerned about, I was raised Catholic. I think Catholics can take it.
Right.
I'm not really worried about that. But I do think when sometimes people are trying to go out of their way to make a statement, the tone can be off.
Yeah, and funny and smart sort of trumps everything, and I think that show has a chance to be really funny.
Well, I hope so, because
Yeah.
CBS has got a very high bar for comedy.
That's right. Well, thanks so much for doing this. How can people find you, both social media wise or online?
I am on Twitter pretty much, feels like 24/7,
Yes.
at ELGRAY.
Okay.
And yes, you can find me at Philly.com. It's the papers are in the process of joining their newsroom, so my stuff is appearing all over the place.
So Philly.com is sort of a good landing place.
Yes, because both papers share a website.
Okay. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.